Welcome on everybody. This is Chris German, aka the Real Binary Master. Today is March 25th, 2023. Gonna be going over a potential Bitcoin trade, and I'm gonna be explaining my analysis and where I see us going short term, um, and potentially we'll look for longer targets. But with that said, let's get into the sauce. All right, guys. So we're looking at BTC USDT. We're looking at it on the daily time frame. Okay. Before we get into it, we're going to start down our top-down analysis before we go to lower time frames and zone in on the entry that I already called out, and I'm looking to add additional entries as well. So top-down analysis, we're going to start at the daily. We want to see what's going on, where price action is, where price action has been, where it's coming from, and where it could potentially go, right? So I've already went through and I've marked up some areas of importance where we have our ultimate daily resistance up top here right now at 44,500 area, 45,000 range. We're currently sitting at a significant resistance at around 28,500. Okay, 28,500. We've previously broken a significant resistance at 24,400. So this resistance here, right? We are in a downtrend. Price is pushing down. We find support here, consolidate sideways. Then we start breaking back into previous structure, right? Price closes back into this structure, pushes up, has a little bit of hard time breaking it for a few days. Then price action breaks through this structure and finds resistance at this structure here. Now, this is interesting to see because as we can notice here and over here, so here, and over here, price has acted as a resistance and price rejected. So when price rejected this resistance, we could anticipate price would go back to the previous support. And in fact, price went back to this support and did one better and dropped a little further to our lower support area. Now price found support at this lower support area, creating a potential higher low, which it is. So our primary trend here is going to be down. Our secondary trend is going to be up on the daily. We could see right now that we have a potential trend starting to be formed here. For a trend line to be confirmed, like three touches to have it be confirmed as a trend. So if price comes back down, when price does come back down to this area, and if it respects this trend, then it's going to be, a good trend to potentially look for price to respect in the future. So now with all this said, price action this afternoon was back up into this 28,000 range. And when I look to the left on the daily, and we're going to zoom in on the left side here, look into this resistance area, right? Price had a tough time breaking it, but once it broke this support, it dropped rapidly. So being that it was such a significant support in the past, we can anticipate it's going to be just as significant as a resistance in the future. Now, since this zone here that I got the plus sign up, or I'll actually do one better. This zone here where price has resisted, and that has just recently broke and closed, price action broke and closed above, and then shot up to our next resistance level. We have not had price revisit this what I'm going to call a important resistance zone on the daily, which should now act as a potential significant support, right? So when price pulls back down to this region here in the future, we can anticipate that it may act as a strong support. And then if this support doesn't hold, we have a even stronger support right below it with the confirmation or confluence of potentially the trend line and structure of support. So knowing this, knowing all these areas is going to be critical for us to potentially look for targets to take profits if we are selling Bitcoin. Okay. So my analysis is Right now, we're in a heavy downtrend. Price corrected up. We're coming back for a retest of this zone. Do I think price could push up and continue to go higher? Yes, I do. But uh, because this zone is the first time it's being retested since it broke away from it, and it was a significant support in the past, I don't just see Bitcoin breaking and blasting through this resistance zone on its first attempt back and over, let's check, and over almost 300 days, almost a whole year, price hasn't been back here. So I'm not going to anticipate that in the past, it acted as a support for twice as long, and then all of a sudden, price comes back up there, it's just going to break right through, right? I don't think that's realistic thinking, okay? When you're anticipating where price action is on the chart and knowing that it's at a previous area of interest where we've seen price reject before or act as a support before, that we know that there's an area of interest there. Now we're looking for confirmations to enter the market. Now, what kind of confirmations are we looking for? Well, we could be looking for divergences within the RSI. If you know what you're looking for, we could be looking for imbalances or order blocks or entries. And that's exactly what we have here. So when I zone in on this, oops, let me go back, I'm sorry. Once I zone in on this area here, okay, what do we see? Let me go back one more time. Just span it over there. So here's where price action currently is, right? Price action is currently back into this resistance area. Now within this resistance area, I would be looking for any type of unhealthy price movement or if there's imbalance or order blocks. And what do we see here? We see that the breaking candle has a pretty significant imbalance within this region. So this whole area of price action is imbalance where it hasn't been, price hasn't come back. And then we have a minor area of imbalance right here where price hasn't come back. So knowing that we have a reactive area here and a reactive area potentially here, and we're at a rejection zone, we have a lot of confluence within that alone to really zone in on sells, right? We're at a bearish imbalance. Price action is at a bearish retest of a sell that broke down. This was a sell, broke structure, then dropped. Price is coming back for the first time in over a year to retest, and now that's where price action currently is. So because of this, I believe we're going to see price reject here as we have started seeing rejection on the daily time frame. Now, once we get this rejection starting to form, where are we going to be looking for potential areas to get out of the sell? And significant areas, in my opinion, are our previous support here, then this lower area. And I already have it marked up on a second chart because I want to show you additional confluences on why I feel strong about this analysis of the sell for this move here. When we look at Bitcoin as a whole on the daily time frame, and we see this formation here when we have a descending triangle formation that actually broke to the upside, um, which is interesting, right? It broke to the upside, and the distance that price will go from the high to the low, right? High to the low is going to be where price breaks out and goes to. So being that we're right at that area, right? Price action's right at this area, guys. I can't make this stuff up, right? Price action's right at this area right here, where this move, this bullish move, will be complete. So once a move is complete in general, we anticipate a correction from that move. Now, that's additional confirmation for a sell. Now, another confirmation is that we are at a top of a resistance of our channel on the daily time frame, right? We have a resistance here, touched 1, 2, and then this will be the third time. Now, I want you to pay attention because price action's creating higher highs, but our RSI is creating lower highs, right? It created the high here, and then 2 consecutive lower highs. So price action is between price action and the RSI, we have a divergence, which when I look for divergences, I wait for price action to hit the divergence trend around 3 times, right? So we have it touching this area the first time, coming back up the second time on the daily time frame, touching the trend line, and now again we're back here for the third time, and it coincides with the RSI. RSI would have been the touch here first. Remember, I like 3 touches to confirm as a trend. Then we have touch 2, and then touch 3 shortly after we had touch 2. So with that said, knowing that we're looking for sells on the daily, we're not just gonna get in a trade, right? We know that there's a potential for the secondary trend to be up and primary trend to be down at the moment. So when we go to the lower time frames, we want to be aware of that, okay? Let me go back over here. So when we go to the hour time frame, we could see, okay, price action form, rejection area here, rejection, all at our previous resistance zone. So boom, if we haven't got in up here when price action gave us numerous opportunities to, we're going to take it to the 15 and then the 5 and see what we got. Okay. So here I notice that we were in an uptrend, a secondary uptrend here, and price broke out at this area, came back to this zone, retested a little bit, rejected, and has never broken above this area. So that's good for selling. That's a good confirmation. That's a strong resistance area. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Wow, nice wick off that rejection area. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so on the 5-minute time frame, guys, we were following a nice uptrend. Price broke out of it, dropped, retested it again here, and then started rejecting it. So knowing that we were at a structure resistance as well, we have a lot of confluence to sell within this region. So now we want to look for, since we're looking for sells, we could start marking up, you know, our new trend lines that are going to be forming, right? So we have a downtrend line forming here. Okay, that looks good. So now, right off the rip, right, we could also identify on the 15-minute time frame, price had another uptrend that was broke, retested, and then we started getting rejection and price moving away from it. So from here alone, we could be looking to target support area here and support area here. Now this is just on the smaller time frame. we already know on the higher time frames we're bearish as well, and we should be looking for sells. So if you're getting up here at the resistance level and your daily support levels are down here and down here and down here or down here, you know, you're going to be holding this trade. You're just getting in this trade. Now, when you want to add entries or positions, you want to wait for a break of structure, and then price to come back, retest, and start to get that rejection area, right? So for a good example would be this. We know that this area has acted as a decent support resistance area in the past. Price broke it on this candle here. Price came back up and started rejecting here. And then we have a trend line up here that price is rejecting. So from this movement, this whole movement down, where we would look for any order blocks, any imbalance, any unhealthy movement where price could want to go to and have a reaction from. So there's a couple areas that we can see where potentially price would react from. We know that there's an imbalance here. We could see that there's an imbalance here, right? So if we're in a downtrend, then everything in a downtrend takes into consideration lower highs and lower lows, right? If this was our previous high, are we getting lower highs? So this is our swing high, and then we have one consecutive lower high, and then another lower high, and another lower high, and then we have our this low, not lower low. We had an equal low, and now right here, price action has given us our lower low. Now with this low, it broke structure, right? It broke the structure that we were experiencing and paying attention to in the past. Price broke the structure, and we could anticipate it to come to the next structure or the next support level, I mean. So before it comes down here, price pulled up, found an area of imbalance to react from, which happens to be a retest of this M formation, right? There's no coincidences and reason why price goes where it does before reacting sometimes, right? So we had a retest of this M at this imbalance area, boom, price action, rejection, rejection, start to get the drop. Now, if you're looking at compound, you know, additional entries, you're going to look for additional sells. You're going to wait for sell confirmations. So we have one minor uptrend here where price actions broke down. Knowing that, we're looking to have price action come at least to this level down here. That's previous low. And that's without saying it's going to create a lower low. But if price action does want to decide to create a lower low, we look to the daily support areas of where price could potentially go to. And that's how we get this 26,000 area and then our 24,400 area off the daily time frame. So it's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We have multiple confluences for short-term sell. Now, once it gets, let's check this out. Let me go back to the daily. Now, where could the sell go? Well, being that we're at the top of the channel and the top of the trend line with the resistance at structure, we could go very far back down to the support of the channel. The support of the channel has confluence of an order block as well as the 886 and 786 Fibonacci sequence. So we have a lot of confluence that price action could have a reaction at that area. Another area of potential reaction would be this bullish imbalance. On the way up, price created a bullish imbalance, and it coincidentally happens to be formed right around the 618 Fibonacci retracement level, or TP2. No coincidences when it comes to trading, in my opinion. The reason this imbalance is here, 618 is here, is because that's where price action has to go to fill that imbalance and hit my take profit. That's just the bottom line. Anyway, guys, I hope this makes sense. Hope you found some value within this. I know I said a lot, and if you'd like to, you know, learn a little more about charting, naked trading, utilizing RSI as an additional indicator, utilizing, market structure imbalances and order blocks, things like that, guys, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always looking to educate and impact and inspire the masses, guys. So if you're hungry, looking to change up your lifestyle, maybe you're looking for a new career path or just looking for a fun hobby, trading is that niche for me, guys. It curbs my appetite of fun, exciting work, and it gives me a sense of great purpose, right? With that said, guys, yeah, this is gonna wrap this up. I do believe that we are Bitcoin is going to be dropping from here. We're at an interesting resistance area. After the bullish move played out, we came up here, trailed a little bit higher before coming into this imbalance slash rejection zone, and now we started seeing heavy rejection on the higher time frame on the daily. So then that's when I went down. Okay, do we have any confirmations on the 4-hour or the hour where we should be looking for sells? And ladies and gentlemen, no coincidences. We have a massive bearish engulfing order block at this high rejection area. Price come back up, fill this imbalance within this block, and actually came back 50% of the order block again here. And then we started to get another rejection. So off the 4-hour time frame, once we break this this 26,600 area, I do believe that we will rapidly drop down to the 25,200 area, and then so on and so forth as we continue to break structure downwards. Now, my analysis is invalid with a break and close above 29,000. My analysis is disrespected and complete disaster if we have a break and close above 29,000 on the 15-minute time frame. With that said, guys, Chris Cherman, hope you guys found some value in this video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys can comment on this video and resonate with something. Hit this like button, hit the subscribe, and don't forget to share this video because it could help somebody become profitable in the financial markets and crypto markets. That said, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.